Hi, everybody. Today's Wednesday, October 28th, and it's an A day. Um, Couple announcements. I shared a couple days ago that we're working really, really hard on getting schedules for teachers and students together for when we return to school next week. Remember, Monday next week is a virtual learning day for everybody, and then Tuesday starts our hybrid gold first, then blue group. Gold group goes Tuesday, Thursday. Blue goes Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so that'll start all next week. But Mrs. Williams, Mr. McCreary, myself, a couple other people have stopped by to help. We found a hiding place in the building where we can get a lot of work done. Don't tell any teachers where it is, or don't tell anybody else where it is, because we got a lot of work done today. We plan on doing the same thing tomorrow to try to get through all of the schedules to make sure everybody has a place to go in either their distance learning spot or in a hybrid spot. And we'll get those schedules to you as soon as we can. Remember, there's going to be some schedule changes. There's no way to avoid that, but we're trying to make it as minimal as possible. But some people will be having their schedules changed. And thanks for being understanding and patient. But while you're waiting to do that, I was thinking here, I wonder what I can tell students to do right now to start preparing their mind for the hybrid or the distance learning that's coming up next week. So if you're a distance learner, you need to start thinking about going to all of your classes every day. Okay, so there's no longer going to be longer classes every other day. You're going to go to every class every day. The other thing that you're going to have to do, so that's going to take a little stamina. The other thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get up earlier. So the first class, instead of starting at 9:15, we start at 8:45. So your first class will start at 8:45 as well. So you might start thinking about waking up a little bit earlier, getting ready a little bit earlier, making sure you have your breakfast a little bit earlier, and get ready to go prior to 8:45. And as always, as you're doing in distance learning, make sure you have your school supplies and things like that ready in a place where you can get to them while you're online. Okay. Also, I would really, really encourage you guys, and I know it's hard to turn your camera on so people can see you, but teachers are really, really trying to get feedback from you to see how you're doing. And just your inquisitive eyes or your questioning stare or something like that gives teachers a little bit of feedback that maybe you need a question asked of you, or maybe you have a question. Even a little hands up with your microphone muted. Those things are really, really important for teachers. So I know it's not easy. Get up early, take a shower, comb your hair, and turn your camera on. That would be really great. Hybrid students, as you're planning for the first day of school, think about what you're going to wear your first day. This is like the first day of school. Some of you haven't been to school since March. You're going to have a first day of school outfit. You should have a good backpack to bring all of your school supplies and your Chromebook and all of that stuff. You'll need that too. Make sure you have something because you're going to be carrying it with you all day, in between every periods. So you should have some good straps or something like that you can put over your shoulders. Make sure you have a morning routine that gets you out the door on time. Remember, we open our doors at 8:30 and we start first period promptly, just like for the distance learners, at 8:45. Don't be late, but you also can't be early. Don't get here at 8:15 thinking you can wait outside for 15 minutes before we open the doors. We don't want anybody gathering around. Okay, so we're going to hold people on the buses until 8:30, and we'll let them off the buses then. And if you're dropping people off, try to time your trip so that your kids can be dropped off at 8:30. And if you pull up at 8:15, you're going to have to sit in the car for 15 minutes with them. And who wants that? So there will be a crowd, I'm sure, dropping their kids off in the drop-off line at 8:30. If you want to show up at 8:35, most of those people will be gone by then. So again, class doesn't start till 8:45, so we have 15 minutes of drop-off time. Okay, if you are riding a bus, which bus are you getting on? What time does it get to your stop? Which stop is it? So you need to know all of those things. You can go to the transportation website attached to gahannaschools.org and find all that information out there. And then if you're walking, what's your walking path to school? Who are you going with? What time do you have to leave? How long does it take to get to school? Which would tell you how long ahead of time you have to leave, so you can be here between 8:30 and 8:40 so you can get to class on time, starting at 8:45. So that's a lot, but you can start thinking about all of those things between now and then. Kind of excited to think about coming back to school. A couple trivia items, presidential trivia items. We are now less than a week away from the presidential election. I'm sure many of you are excited and interested in that. Here's a couple things. You know, our two candidates for president in this election, our current president, President Trump, is 74 right now, and Vice President Biden is 77 right now. At age 69, Ronald Reagan became the oldest person ever to be elected to the U.S. presidency. 69 when he was president. Everybody thought, oh my gosh, he's really old. These guys are, 5 and 8 years older than him. At his inauguration, this is a second piece of trivia. At his inauguration, George Washington only had, first of all, inauguration is the big speech or party presidents give right after they're elected. And so they usually go on the steps of the Capitol building and speak to a crowd in the mall right there in front of the Capitol building. And that's where they put their hand on the Bible and swear in and take the oath of office. Okay, it's basically when they officially become president. That's what the inauguration is. So at his inauguration, George Washington only had one tooth. One. At various times in his life, he wore dentures, fake teeth made of human teeth, other people's teeth, animal teeth, ivory, which are the tusks of elephants, or lead. Never wood. He never wore wood dentures. Kind of interesting. He wore human teeth dentures, animal teeth dentures, ivory, lead, never wood. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow.